people who came out and they really enjoyed this. And I'm going to jump ahead, Charles, to heads of state. In this film, U.S. President Will Derringer and British Prime Minister Sam Clark have a very public rivalry. When Air Force One, is shot down over enemy territory, they must work together on the run to stop a global conspiracy that could destroy the free world. This is a buddy comedy meets action thriller. And do they stick the landing? Let me start with this one, Charles. Um, Charles and I sat at a screen a couple of chairs apart from each other, and there was a lot of the following phrase from me watching this film, and Charles will co-sign. Damn, damn, damn. So, who I didn't mention is the film stars Idris Elba, John Cena, and what is her name? How do you pronounce her name? Is it
Priyanka Chopra Jonas.
Thank you, sir. So pretty much the story starts off with a thunderous opening sequence where Lady Jonas is leading a team, and they're over somewhere in Spain where there's having I guess it's a tomato festival because people are throwing tomatoes and you got all this stuff happening, and they're on the lookout for this notorious killer. And I'm trying to remember what his name is. Charles, can you look up his name?
Victor Gradov.
Thank you, Victor Gradov. And of course, much like in Thomas Crown Affair, he sends multiple people dressed like him. And Charles, you saw what I just did there? See
Yeah,
how
very good. Very good.
Thank you. I'm just checking. Watch this. So much like the Thomas Crown Affair, there are multiple people dressed like this character. And then suddenly there's a whole lot of people getting dead real quick that are on Lady Jonas's team. And at the end, Lady Jonas is shot. And you're like, man, I don't understand how all this is going to tie in with the movie. Just be patient. It'll work itself out. Meanwhile, we go and meet this United States president who's just in his first term. Former, I think it's a cross between who Arnold Schwarzenegger and not necessarily the president now. It's not that. It's probably more of who Schwarzenegger would have been if he was president. Somebody who wide-eyed and hey, I'm a wrestling star. What was the name of his movie that they kept referencing? Water what?
Water Cobra.
Water. So he had a successful movie franchise called Water Cobra, where the tagline was dropping warheads on their forehead.
On the foreheads.
So you've got him, and his chief of staff is I think her name is Sarah Niles,
Sarah
who
Niles,
been in Riches and a bunch of other people, right? Now on the other side, the prime minister from Britain, who is now 6 years as prime minister, is Prime Minister Clark, played by Idris Elba. And of course, his counterpart, or Sarah Niles' counterpart, I think the guy's name was Quincy, who was his kind of like chief of staff. And it's this great sequence when they're both coming down the hall where he's talking about Water Cobra and all of the stuff that he's doing, and how Clark has no respect for him because Clark, as you later find out, is a bootstraps guy, had to work for everything he got to become prime minister. And he really doesn't have a lot of respect for this guy who just, thinks he can charm his way through his presidency. And the two of them have to hook up and meet. And so initially when they get together, those two do not like each other. Well, actually, Clark's character really doesn't like Derringer. Derringer is still a little salty that he took his opponent for fish and chips. So that's a running gag that goes throughout it. But I'm saying all that to say that it sets up the classic Hollywood story of two people who don't like each other at the beginning, who must come together. And by the way, by the time the movie's over, they're going to be cool de la and they're going to be good to go. But there is a lot of action. The camera work and how they did a lot of this stuff was absolutely very interesting. I think, Charles, one of the things that I found to be really funny, and you laughed at it too, is when one of the characters reemerges and somebody goes, well, where have you been? And they do a quick montage, which I thought was great. And they do a couple of them in there that are like that. So I think The director of this, who's the director, Charles?
I don't
I
know.
thought you had this looked up, man. That's all.
I don't know how to pronounce her
Oh,
name.
I got you.
It's
Let's not butcher it. Let's not butcher it. They did
Ilya
a
knife
really good
not something.
job on the
Yeah.
execution. And this movie, I don't know what I was expecting. It wasn't what I was expecting. It was way better. It was very entertaining. The Jonas character, Charles, have you seen a woman get punched and beaten like that before and survive? I mean, she takes a lot of punishment in this movie, in this action story, and she's the main kind of like protagonist that's protecting both these presidents on the run. Man, so yeah, and again, I'll also end with normally when you have a movie like this, you've heard me say this before, that if you don't have a really good bad guy, these movies really don't work. They had a really good bad guy in this one. He was a guy you were rooting for somebody to punch him in the face and shoot him. And so I thought Heads of State worked for me really, really well. I'm not going to give my grade yet. Charles, what did you think about Heads of State?
I think first of all, Tim Gordon has this hatred for wrestling, and so when he goes into this film and seeing John Cena, he really is underestimating the abilities of Cena to work. But I also want to give out a shout out to the rest of the cast. You got Carla Gugino in here and
Oh
Stephen Root
yeah.
and Jack Quaid, who does a fantastic pop-up role, and Sarah Niles, who you mentioned a few minutes ago, who played the mother of Joshua Pierce in F1. If she's fantastic in the film too. So, yeah, I agree with you. And even I myself went into this with low expectation. I was like, this is just going to be whatever, but the story was actually really decent, and the banter between Elba and Cena is just fantastic. How they just hate each other and just keep digging at each other. It's fantastic
Hey
throughout
Charles.
pretty much the whole movie.
Hey Charles. I'm gonna take this tree out of the ground and beat you to death with it. Really?
Really?
There
Well,
it
go ahead.
is. And then he goes, he would pick the biggest tree. So I enjoyed myself immensely. And in the action scenes, I was sitting next to a colleague, Jen Chaney of Vulture magazine. She kept hearing me go, damn. So yes, I had a
So
lot of fun with this movie, man.
a lot of fun with this movie, and in the same week where I saw Jurassic World, I saw this film maybe a day later, and I was much happier with my movie experience.
Wow.
So I give this film a B plus. It's I mean it's really a great summer fun movie, and guess what? It's on Prime now. You can watch it. You don't have to go to theaters to see it.
Yeah, I gave it a B. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed it. It was a fresh. Like I said, I thought that they did the execution of it was really great. There was a lot of fun stuff that was in this, and a lot of great action, man. So definitely check it out. All right.